Alright guys, TouchCrab here back again today. Hope you're enjoying your day so far and doing okay. Earlier today we had to talk about some really horrible news within the Call of Duty community that Maurice Ferro Henriquez has passed away within the last 24 hours or so. And I thought really today's second topic really put into perspective exactly how fragile life is and how things really pale in significance to some of the things that happened later in the day. But we're going to talk about this charity Warzone tournament, some interesting back and forth between a few of the players on whether, you know, they should be paid for it and whatnot. Yeah, definitely some interesting discussion, and as I say, put into perspective really this story given what's happened last night and we discussed in the video earlier today. So let's hop into things then. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for doing that. First of all, mentioning this from BR Paradox. I know there was some drama around Paradox the last couple of days. He builds PCs for a load of like professional players and influencers within the scene. I know Pomage was kind of frustrated the fact that his was delayed somewhat, but as Paradox says right here, damn Formal. And as you can see, if you zoom in kind of closely on the actual PC that he's built for Formal, you can see that right here you've got Formal in the, I believe this is the Infinite Warfare World Championship. So yeah, that I suppose would make sense, but possibly hinting that the Optic Gaming rebrand, and you can see the colors here as well on this PC, may be happening in the coming days. And well, Chicago Optic Gaming Chicago, we imagine that's going to happen in the coming days because Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War releases in not long a time at all. This is what happened then yesterday. So Aches tweets this out. Temp did a similar thing. Sensor also played in this, and some other professional players. Also Tommy, of course, who we just talked about yesterday, signing on to 100 Thieves. As Aches says, I'm participating in Luminosity's Rocky No Hands Call of Duty Warzone tournament with some of the world's best competitive players. And one of the really great things about this tournament, so fair play to Luminosity and all those involved for putting this on, as Tommy describes, the Rocky No Hands Warzone tournament, which is held exclusively for paraplegic players that use the quad stick. So really cool to see effectively a charity tournament, right, that the pro players are playing with some of these individuals to help bring awareness and support the community in that sense. So really cool to see. And as you can see right here, I wasn't really aware of what a quad stick was, but it's a device that looks like this, and so, you know, people can use this to actually, you know, navigate around the map and play as if they were, you know, using a controller like normal. So really cool stuff to see. However, as we're going to look at right now, Tommy and some of the other professional players had something of a difference of opinion on exactly how they approached this tournament, because as Tommy is going to describe, we're going to look at a couple of clips where he explains the situation from start to finish from his perspective at the very least. But he says that to play in this tournament, the pro players were offered $500, right? So okay, $500, you're playing this charity tournament. And Tommy and I think a couple of other guys, and Rated maybe, I think he was playing in it as well, said like, look, this is a charity tournament, like this isn't, you know, put the money towards the foundation for the kids rather than you know, putting it in our back pocket. Whereas some of the pro players disagreed with that perception, and we're going to look at Censor in a couple of seconds, saying that yeah, he was proud to support but also proud to take the money at the same time. And you know, Temp kind of came at Tommy afterwards in some since deleted tweets to a similar effect.
Basically, Rob, there was a charity tournament for paraplegic people that you get 12 pros and you're paired up with paraplegic. And it's stated within the first minute of being asked to play, you get a $500 fee if you come and play. To which I responded, and so did Reese, saying that, hey, keep the fee and give it to the charity or donate it towards whatever the goal is. We then play, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes of a day that no one's doing anything in an off season. And then the second it was done, in this group DM that have the 12 pros in, as you can see, people were saying, where do I send my invoice in? The second it was done, basically. Where do I send my invoice in? To which I said, no way you guys are actually taking the fee from this. And then said shocking and left the chat. I then get added back into the chat by Aches to say come again, as if what I've said isn't clear and obvious anyway. And then people laughing and stuff, and then I said each to their own. Don't have me back in to sit here and try and argue over it. Left the chat. So then which Temp tweeted talking about as if I'm some millionaire or some rich guy, let him hold a rack because I can give away 500 or something like that. So which I said, bro, which I replied, which his tweets are deleted but mine are still there. And now they're sat there laughing on stream and stuff and talking about the reasons for doing it. Which I said each to their own. They can do that, it's whatever. But to sit there and laugh and then the second it's done to do it, pretty odd to me.
Tommy said clear as day, it says a lot about you if you didn't donate. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, dude. Like, it's just not true. Like, what? Look, I took the $500, man. I took the $500, and I'm proud I took the $500. So what? What does that say about me? I donate money, time, resources. I do, like, speeches for people in schools for nothing. Like, I try to help kids as much as possible. If people come up to me, no matter what time of day, wherever the fuck I am, under any circumstance, I always take time to listen and speak with them. I think I do my job, and I do an amazing job of just being the best I could always be. Doesn't say anything about me for taking the $500. I think that's just really disappointing to hear, man. I'll say something about that for sure.
So as Tommy is hinting at in that clip we just shared, Brittany, so that's his girlfriend, said if you're genuinely well off and taking a fee to play in a charity tournament instead of donating it to the charity, then you're kind of a POS. And Temp then comes back, I'm mind blown that we are unemployed. What? Because Temp isn't signed to a professional team this season. I imagine he made a fair bit of change last season, but not really a discussion that we need to get into. It's just I suppose this is just somewhat unfortunate to see, because we see a similar thing right here from Temp, and he says at Tommy, that was kind of odd, brother, because as Tommy said, he was in the call. He says, like, bro, like, they were just putting in their invoices straight away as soon as the tournament finished. He kind of said in the chat as he described, like, why are you doing this? Like, surely you're just gonna give it to charity, right? And Aches was like, what do you mean? Aches made bank, of course, on Los Angeles Gorillas last season before he was removed off that team. And as Temp says, that was kind of odd, brother. You're hella rich. Like, let me hold a rack. And since deleted, of course. And Tommy says, what's odd? If you're going to try and put this on the timeline, then at least tell people what you're talking about. You've just taken a $500 fee for participating in a charity tournament for the paraplegic, each to their own, but I'd rather use what I can to help others in need. And as Tommy continues with, blown away by my community, participated in the tournament, I went through and donated the exact amount it costs for a quad stick, and you guys pulled through and managed to get enough for 3. So awesome stuff to see. Once again, like, the Call of Duty community comes up in spades, but it's unfortunate to see what we've seen maybe from some of these other players that we've discussed today, and as I said, really puts it into perspective given the news that came out about 24 hours ago regarding Pharaoh. And, well, as Tommy says, if there's anyone on here who would also like to help out, you can go to their stream, and, the information is all here, and I'll leave all the relevant links in the comment section below. Just to finish off the video with a couple of interesting points here, as we can see from the Call of Duty League, get ready for Black Ops Cold War launch week, daily streams hosted by CDL teams featuring pros, celebrities, and streamers. So the festivities from November the 14th through the 20th, launch week presented by COD League. So not exactly sure what they're going to be doing for this one, but daily streams, maybe like pub stomping stuff, who really knows. But we know that, when the game actually does drop, there's going to be the opportunity for these online tournaments, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of S&D kickoffs and all this type of stuff happening over the coming weeks. So that's fantastic to see. Hopefully these are some good times, and shows the Call of Duty League are certainly engaged from the start of the season as well. And also this from Hector, he says, Skirt, you've seen the headquarters and the mini hex quarters, but have you seen the super hex quarters? So he just shares this right here. Who knows if this is anything related, of course, to the Optic Gaming Chicago rebrand acquisition, whether they're looking to do a new thing. But I thought it was interesting to see the kind of stuff that Hector has been tweeting over the last few days, which does hint that something is coming relatively soon, in my opinion. And speaking of, the Chicago Huntsmen and Chicago Optic Gaming, Chicago whatever, thought this was a pretty entertaining clip to finish off the video on a lighter note regarding, Dylan Envoy trying to do the spelling bee for education. Doesn't exactly go perfectly, but I thought this was pretty entertaining content. So thank you for watching as always. If you did enjoy the video, I'd greatly appreciate a like on it. Really helps out the YouTube algorithm know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Envoy. Envoy, today's palabra de hoy is education.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
That's a good one. E-D,
Yeah.
U-C,
Yeah.
T-I-A, oh my god.
What the hell?
Wait, I got a second try,
Oh, he went to Illinois public school.
Oh my god.
Bro, I heard him skip. He said E-D-U-C.
No, you said
E-D-E-D-T.
Alright, hang on.
Sorry. Okay, listen.
E-D-U-C-A-T-I-O-N.
Correct.
Oh my god.